Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is Tajul Afzan bin Tajuddin alias Tajuddin. My student ID is 21000321 and I'm from Material Engineering, first year, third sem. So my answer for question 1 is, although I believe that the general public shouldn't learn kayaking techniques, it is still a good idea to be ready. Despite being near the equator, a tsunami could still occur in our country because it is surrounded by water. Kayaking is a fast-moving water sport that pits us against the current. As a result, it will somewhat aid in rescuing oneself in a perilous circumstances like a tsunami. The first tsunami in recorded history struck Malaysia on December 26, 2004, claims CKA. 4 states, Kedah, Penang, Perak and Selangor, were affected by this calamity. Penang State, which has 52 victims and has suffered the most, followed by Kedah State, 12 victims, Perak State, 2 victims and Selangor State, 1 victim. The catastrophic calamity cost 2,486 farmers and fishermen their livelihoods. As a result, knowing how to kayak can be considered one of the key survival skills for dealing with any water-related disaster. For the number 2, flooding is a typical issue that many Malaysians living in low, flood-prone locations must deal with. Whether you are in a little town or a big city, as we prepare to confront the huge storm that occurs yearly towards the end of the year. Despite the fact that flooding is a frequent natural disaster in Malaysia, problems like information and knowledge integration remain unresolved. Operation for managing floods appear to be managed haphazardly, with problems like misunderstandings, a lack of agreement during coordination procedures, and troubled cooperation between the flood management authorities. Therefore, there are ways to raise awareness among citizens. The Malaysia Committee can be urged to keep a minimum of 2 life jackets at their residence. This will in part assist those in need when there are floods. Additionally, the fire department or other relevant parties can hold flood drills every 3 months to increase local communities' knowledge of floods. When there are floods, firefighters can also put off tricks. Their eyes may be open, as a result helping them avoid action that might endanger their lives during the floods. They will understand the proper course of action when a flood occurs if they do this. The meteorology department can also alert the media about impending floods or other disasters that would affect the region. As a result, the neighborhood will be better equipped to handle the calamity. The local KRT office can also invite flood-related experts to speak. Malaysians are notorious for their recurrent errors. When a flood occurs, people frequently become concerned and hesitantly grab items they shouldn't over everything else. They are attempting to save the government. The biggest problem for our citizens is this error. We must save our birth certificate, identification and any other items that are related to it instead of clothing. For the final question, which is the third one, in my opinion, it is important for the general public and families to have one set at home or in the car, since throwback is really an efficient tool to rescue people during flood or other situations. With the length of the rope loosely put into the bag, so it can fall out through the top when the bag is tossed to a swimmer. A throwback or a throw line serves as a rescue device. For kayaking and other outdoor river recreational activities, a throwback is common equipment for rescue. In addition to being used to rescue people who are swimming down a river after their kayak or canoe capsize, throwbacks can also be used for gear recovery and climbing during portages. How to use the throwback? We can use it by holding on to the throwback or life ring, throw the line towards the casualty while holding the tail and in your other hand, alerting the casualty with your throwing hand, with your throwing arm, and the line should land across your body ideally. If you initially attempt fail, you can rapidly reposition the line. Thank you.